It's a really important time right now in our culture for us to really understand the truth of feminine and masculine energy, because we are way out of balance. I'm going to explain what feminine and masculine energy are, and then highlight 3 big problems that we have in our culture due to the masculine-feminine imbalance. I'm going to talk about why we neglect the collective good as well as our own planet, how we walk around from like the neck up, cut off from our body, and also why there is a huge lack of fulfillment for people in their lives right now. I'm really excited to share this information with you. It has changed the way that I see things, the way that I live my life. Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because this is just the beginning. I'm Michelle Baker. I am a lover of personal growth and especially women's empowerment. And part of that has been learning the truth of feminine and masculine energy. I am the owner of Embodied Art Studio. I have degrees in counseling, art therapy, psychology, and I am leading a movement of women reclaiming the feminine and helping bring our culture and our lives back into balance. Let's get into this. We got to get one thing straight before we go on though. Masculine energy and feminine energy is not saying man and woman, okay? So get that off the table. Whether you are a man or a woman, you have both of these energies inside of you. So you're going to be able to relate to both of them when I talk about them now. And there is a little bit of truth that women tend to be predominantly feminine energy and men tend to be predominantly masculine energy. But let's just leave that out for now and let this be about you. What is masculine and feminine energy? Well, we have energy in the universe, right? There's energy within us, there's energy all around us. And if you want to understand it, the first and most basic way to break it down is with masculine and feminine. And you can think of it like magnets. There's a polarity between them. The masculine and the feminine need each other and they respond to each other and they work together to form a whole. That means that neither energy is stronger or weaker than the other, but at the same time, they each have their own gifts, their own qualities that complement each other, and when put together are incredibly powerful. Because I'm an art therapist, I'm going to use images to help explain these 2 energy types, but you also already know them within yourself. You have masculine and feminine energy working within you all the time. And so when I'm describing this, I really want you to tune into your own knowing and how you already feel this within yourself on a day-to-day basis. In terms of this image, masculine energy is straight. It's linear. It's focused energy. And it's strategic. So the masculine energy wants to have a plan and go towards a goal and achieve it. Masculine energy is very practical. It's rational. It likes things to make sense. It wants there to be reason and order to life. Energy is also doing energy. So there's a lot of effort and action behind it. It also tends to be really individualistic, meaning that when you're in your masculine energy, you're really thinking about yourself and how to take care of yourself, meet your own needs, or reach a goal that is yours. So now you're seeing feminine energy. Notice how much more wavy it is. It feels organic, but there's also a little bit more chaos, right? A little more haphazard than the masculine image we looked at before. Masculine energy was focused energy. Feminine energy is creative, and that creativity really is a lot more about flow and a little bit more random. If the masculine is strategic and planning and thinking, the feminine is expressive and emotional. If masculine is the thinking, the feminine is the feeling. It's the difference between the head and the body. The body has a different kind of knowing, like how you just know things in your gut, versus the mind thinking of calculating and rationalizing. If masculine is doing energy, feminine is being energy. There's a lot more stillness involved. Although it doesn't mean not doing, it just is a receptive mode, taking in rather than producing. And if the masculine is individual focused, the feminine is community focused. That energy tends to be really relational and take in the whole. So one way that the masculine and feminine live within yourself is left brain, right brain. The left brain is where we tend to be more linear thinking and precise and strategic. That's where the language center lives. You know, if you're going to read, you read from left to right and you're putting together words. The right brain is where the imagination comes in. So if you're reading the words in a book, the right brain is the one who creates the images that go along with the words. The right brain is holistic. It sees everything all at once, which means that it's more image-based, whereas the left brain and the masculine energy is that linear, numbers or sequence-based. And we're just scratching the surface right now of what masculine feminine energy is. So throw a comment below if you have questions about this, or if something just hit you for the first time that you're really getting it in a new way. So let's talk about how these different energies, masculine and feminine, have an impact right now on the culture that we live in. I'm going to take one of the examples. Masculine is more about the individual and feminine tends to be about the collective. This has really big implications in our culture right now because we are highly masculine. We have sayings like every man for himself, and we have a belief that if you work really hard, you will get to the top. So we are very individual focused. And that's because we value and have really gone very far into the masculine. And that has implications for the way we really don't take care of and look out for the collective as people or the collective for our planet. And that's one of the reasons I'm really passionate about reclaiming the feminine, is because I know that we need to shift more back into the collective and thinking of the whole rather than every man for himself. Another thing that's really relevant for us in this time in our culture is that the masculine energy is about thinking, whereas the feminine is about feeling. And we highly value the thinking mind, so much so that we have for a long time pushed down emotions, right? They're weak. There's no place for them. We believe that only the thinking mind should be trusted. So in my opinion, the consequence that has resulted from valuing the thinking so much is that as Americans, we walk around sort of like from the neck up. We are so in our minds all the time and really not in our bodies. We're not feeling, we don't value the experience down here as being important, which is why there is such an influx right now in meditation and mindfulness, because people are realizing like this doesn't work. We've really got to learn how to be with how we are in this moment. And the last piece that I want to speak to in the doing, masculine is the doing energy and feminine is being. This again is super lopsided in our culture. We are so much about doing. Everything is about 24/7, working long hours, achieving, getting to the next goal. And there's really no way in which we value beingness. It's been covered up as being lazy, unmotivated. I'll sleep when I'm dead is sort of the feeling that we have. And that really puts a damper on the gifts of the feminine and the beingness. Because beingness is actually not laziness, it's receptive. It's a time to reflect and pause and assess. And that's a really important thing to do when you want to know if you are living the life that you want to live. And we just get too busy in a pretend state of constant busyness to take the time to touch into that other level of knowing and asking and reflecting. what I hope has happened is that this has got the wheels turning. I hope that it has evoked feelings in you, because I really believe that something needs to change, and it starts with us. It starts with the individual and with our desire to really own and reclaim the gifts of the feminine and stop playing the masculine game all the time. I have so much more to share with you. The place that I love to talk about this and really hear from you the most is in my Facebook group. So there's links for that. Come join the conversation, share your story with us. Let's talk more about this, and definitely subscribe to this channel because I'm just getting started.